Hey everyone, Stacks here, checking out Silver Surfer Black #5 by Donny Cates, Tradmore, and Dave Stewart as the colorist. And guys, this is the conclusion to this storyline. It's been really good. The Tradmore art at first I didn't know about. I was like, and honestly, it's really grown on me. I really enjoy just sitting there looking at this book. It's really trippy. I know the art's not for everybody, they can't get through it, but for me it worked for Silver Surfer. I don't know that this would work on any other character except for maybe Doctor Strange. If you're not caught up on Silver Surfer Black, I'll try to leave a card right about here that'll pop up. You can click on that and go watch the entire playlist I have for Silver Surfer Black. It's worth it. I mean, the storyline is really good. And Norrin Radd has faced some real moral conflict during this storyline. It's been really good, so definitely go check it out. So getting into #5, the book starts with what I guess you can just say is a visual depiction of Norrin Radd being undone. He's no longer within his cosmic shell that held the power cosmic, but instead his shell, has been destroyed, and his atoms are collapsed, scattered, and dispersed across space. But despite the fact that he is completely undone, he's making the point that he is not defeated. He's not gone, not yet. And while he's undone at this moment, he's being reformed slowly. And while that's happening, all these memories are coming back to him. Memories that include his past life, fighting Knull, and then having a conversation with Galactus before Silver Surfer became the Herald. And specifically back to the moment when Galactus put his hand on his shoulders and asked him, "You would kill the light to beat the dark?" And then this shot, just, no, I remember. And then we jump to this shot of Knull riding the Grendel, descending upon Silver Surfer, and him standing there, his fist lit up with the power of the universe that was bestowed upon him by Ego. And his statement is, "No, I remember. I am not my maker. I am not death. Not today. There is no more running. There is no more avoiding what must be done. Still as ever, there was hope. I never fight alone." And the Surfer charges at Knull, and at the last minute, he jumps off the board and yells, "Ego, now!" And Ego just hits Knull and the Grendel with this giant ball of fire right out of his mouth. And from there, the fight is on. You get this really cool picture of just this ongoing battle going on. Silver Surfer flying around the Grendel, and on the right hand, you have, for every shot and every shot given, the Silver Surfer is becoming more and more of basically that black, his power cosmic draining out of him. But then on the left side, you have this increasing and growing energy that's within inside him from what Ego gave him back in issue 4. And as this fight continues, the Grendel is making it very clear that you will be mine. You will be a knight in my army. So the Surfer says, "You want a knight? I'll show you a knight." And he summons his board to me. And he changes it in the form of a giant sword. And then you have the Silver Surfer and Knull squaring off, the Silver Surfer board versus the necrosword, and it's a pretty awesome fight. Unfortunately, during this fight, the Silver Surfer forgets that they're fighting on the back of the Grendel, and the Grendel basically goes symbiote, grabs up the Surfer, and captures him. And in seizing that moment, Knull takes the necrosword and stabs it right through the Surfer, and just in that moment his darkness just fills his lungs, and he is drowning in the shadows of the King in Black. And it's in this moment that as he starts to falter, as he starts to give up, that he hears a voice, one that he thought was long gone, that says, "If we turn from battle because there is little hope of victory, where then would valor be?" And as Knull reaches in and pulls out the light, saying, "Your light is mine, little one," the Surfer says, "Good, take it." And he absolutely unleashes the power of a sun right into Knull's face. But as this sun burns away Knull, and the Surfer says he knows it's not going to kill him, that he will return. But the Surfer takes off. He takes off as fast as he can. And what he does is he goes to a barren planet. He takes this gift, the seeds that the universe has gifted him, and he plants them. And if you're wondering where the seed came from, they came from Ego when he reached out to the universe. Ego said he could do it, and therefore it was done. Anyways, Norrin, in this just drained of power cosmic, sits over this thing, sits over these seeds, and wills them to grow. And as they do, he finally just kind of expires around it. But in this last moment, as his atoms just go out across the cosmos, he names the planet Zinlaw. And Zinlaw, of course, is the name of the Surfer's home planet, one that Galactus actually spared when Norrin Radd agreed to become Galactus's herald. And while Tradd Moore's art here is what really has you looking, it's the writing right here that I really enjoyed. For here on this nameless barren planet is the truth of everything. Your past cannot be changed. Your shadow cannot be erased. You cannot defeat the dark. But you can find the light inside of you, protect it, keep it from harm, care for it will be fragile. And then, when it's strong, share it, give it away, shine it down upon those still trapped in the shadows. And in time perhaps, the brilliance of your light will outshine the void within. And there, bathed in flame, you will be forgiven. And from there, something really cool happens. Now remember, this is at the beginning of time. When, at the beginning of the book, he went through the black hole and he came back through at the beginning of time. So, at this point, when he's destroyed, all these atoms go out across the galaxy and they actually start creating life, and from the power cosmic. And he sits there and witnesses the creation of planets that he saw destroyed. So in a way, because for him, he's lived through the destruction of these planets. Now he's watching the birth and creation of these planets. So despite the fact that he destroyed them, now he's seen their rebirth. For him, now you can look into it too much and say, oh, he's creating them so he can eventually watch them destroyed by Galactus, but let's not go down that road right yet. But jump back to the beginning of the book where he's talking about being unmade. Over time, he's slowly remade. And he states, and in doing so, I remember who I am, who I've become. I am Norrin Radd, creator and orphan son of Zinlaw. I am a noble light in the great unending darkness, a friend, an ally, a lover, to most a savior. I am known by many universe-wide as the Silver Surfer, the sentinel of the space waste, the herald unchained. But death, no longer that. The darkness I have given now, balanced with the light I have shared. And so now, my hands no longer drenched in red. I return in black. And with that, you jump back to Guardians of the Galaxy 1, to the black hole that was created by the Black Order, and you have Ghost Rider's chain coming out of the black hole. And of course, that's got Beta Ray Bill's Stormbreaker on the end of it. So it's time to reintroduce Silver Surfer back into the Marvel Cosmic with everybody else and get him tied back in. And honestly, that's just in time for Annihilation. I haven't checked out any of the solicitations for it, but I'd be interested to see if he's going to show up in it. And in case some of you were asking, where did that voice come from? The voice he said in reference to about Valor. The quote actually comes from the story by Stan Lee, the Silver Surfer Parable. And it's drawn by Mobius. It's also pretty interesting that this time last year, Donny Cates actually tweeted out that quote with that image there at the end with the for Stan Lee at the bottom of it. And that's pretty darn cool. So guys, I think I've pretty much said it all. If you can get past the Tradd Moore art, or you can at least, it's an acquired taste. I mean, it's worth it. I mean, I love the watercolor, the reflection, the oil look on the board right here on the cover, by the way. I forgot to mention that earlier. I love that. I think it's beautiful. Anyways, guys, tell me what you thought down in the comments below. I always appreciate your comments. Love reading through them. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Help me to continue to grow the channel. Leave a like. Guys, I sincerely appreciate you. I hope you have a great weekend. That's all I got. Real Comic Stacks. Out.